Mr. Math here. Thanks for watching my videos. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to click the bell icon to be notified of updates.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled broadcast for this special bulletin. Welcome to episode 1 of Let's Play The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. This is something of an experiment. Because I have a very complicated opinion about Oblivion. I originally played Old Oblivion, maybe, I don't remember exactly, 6 months to a year after it released, and I did not like it. I really didn't like it, and that's always kind of confused me, I have to say, because at least on paper, Oblivion sounds like the kind of game that I would love. You know, I'm not really a fan of open world games. I can get into them from time to time, but it's not my usual thing. But even so, you know, Oblivion is basically take the best parts of both The Legend of Zelda and Dragon Quest, my two favorite game series ever, and mash them together into a cracking action RPG. I should love that. But for some reason, I've just never been able to get into Oblivion. You know, a lot of things about the game mechanics just irritated me. And, you know, as much as this pains me to say, the game world itself was not very compelling in my strictly personal opinion. It was just bog standard European-style fantasy, you know, Tolkien-esque fantasy, with really nothing that made it stand out from that very crowded field. You know, because of all of this, Oblivion, it was the first Elder Scrolls game I ever played, and it was almost the only Elder Scrolls game I ever played. You know, I did end up getting into Morrowind afterward, and then even later after that, you know, Skyrim. I liked both of those games a lot, but Oblivion has just never done it for me, and I've made many tries over the years to try to get into it, and I was just never able to. So, this is an experiment. I am going to play Oblivion Remastered to see if I can get into it again. I've made a fairly detailed plan about the character I want to play. You know, who and what that character is, and the kind of things that character will do. And between that and the much needed upgrade to some of those game mechanics that annoyed me so much before, I'm hoping that this game will actually work. I'm hoping Oblivion will connect with me this time. But I gotta tell you, viewers, I make no promises about that. This could be a very short series. I do not promise that I will finish this. I might have to end up canceling it if I just decide, no, this still isn't fun. But I'm gonna give it an honest shot. And hey, a few other open world games that I've played, most notably Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, well, even though, as I said, open world games usually don't do it for me, I've played both of those to death here on my channel. So, you know, another part of this experiment is, if I play an open world game for an audience, as it were, will I find it easier to stick to it? So, with all of that said, let's jump right into it. Start a new game. Yes.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Oh man, Patrick Stewart, everyone, you got to give it up for him. There was absolutely no reason to re-record those lines, yeah. Good, classically Shakespearean trained actor. He's amazing. All right, character creation. Well, I'm going to play as an orc. The people of the Hrothgarian and Dragontail Mountains. Orcish armorers are prized for their craftsmanship. Orc troops in heavy armor are among the finest in the Empire and are fearsome when using their berserker rage. Origin. Now this is something new. Stronghold or Orsinium? Stronghold. Your fate was decided when you were born. As a member of a stronghold, you would serve your chieftain with honor and would make the orcs proud. Your charisma and resilience were honed for when you'd serve. Or Orsinium. You are proud to have been raised in Orsinium, where you were trained to be as versatile a warrior as possible. As such, you are better with magic than most other orcs. Huh. Charisma and resilience versus better magic. Huh. For the character that I have planned, either one of those would be useful. But I think I'm going to go with the better magic. Alright, randomize appearance. Eef! Those eyes look wild. I can't make him look down. I can only spin him in place. I don't like the hair. In fact, I don't like much about that. Let's... Still don't like the hair. The rest is a bit better. How come they all have blue eyes? Okay, they haven't all had blue eyes now. It's like given me a few other options. This one isn't bad, at least for a starting point. Definitely looks older than I'm aiming for. But, like I said, might serve as a starting point. Yeah. Type 1. Oh, male or female. Oh, darn it, that reset everything. Pah. Okay, let's not do that next time. Again with the nasty hair. But the rest of the face looks okay. Again, decent starting point. But yeah, the character I'm going to play is going to be a very young man. Skin tone. That looks about right for skin tone, in my opinion. Brow. Come on, let me use the... There we go. The keyboard. Gives me more precise controls. Yeah, just right about in the middle. That looks good. Inner ridge. Okay. Yeah. So, the spot's right here, next to his nose. That lowers them. Makes him look angry. If they're higher, he looks, more neutral. Outer ridge, let's see. Yeah. Gives him slightly wider looking eyes. And then tone? Ah. Yeah, I like that. Cheeks. Basically how round his face is. Let's make it a bit rounder. Yeah. Cheekbones low or high looks... Makes his face look kind of puffy. Let's have less puffy. Yeah, that's better. Shallow or pronounced? Whoa, pronounced makes that fold around his mouth look much bigger. Yeah, let's have a bit more fold around the mouth. Just a little bit, though. There we go. Thin or wide? I think right in the middle is good for that. Okay, chin. He doesn't have much of a chin. Yeah, you know what? Let's put it as far forward as we can to give him a more pronounced chin. I like that better. Recessed or pronounced? I do like it more pronounced. Yeah, definitely more pronounced. But not all the way out. A bit more subtle. Shallow or deep? Yeah. Deep was making it a bit too pronounced. Small or large? Yeah, a round face with a decently prominent chin, but still kind of slender. Okay, yeah. Thin or wide? It was a little bit too thin, but I don't want it to be much wider than that. Yeah, okay. You know what? I think that's good. Eyes. Down or up? Oh, okay. That's too low. That's way too high. You know, let's just put it right in the middle. Small or large? I actually like larger eyes. That looks pretty good. Inward tilt, outward tilt. Right now they're more outward. Ooh. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Apart or together? Yeah, I like more apart. Face. Brown nose, chin. Forehead. Salient nose. Light, heavy, gaunt, round. Thin, wide. Do like a bit more of a round shape. but, you know, kind of a thin, slender, almost narrow face, you might say. Forehead, small, large. Do want to go a bit more toward the large size, but not too much. Short or tall? Right now it's aired towards tall. Yeah, that works. Forward or backwards? Very subtle effect from the front. It's easier to see from the side. Yeah, that'll do. Jaw. Retracted or jutting? Right now it's a little bit towards jutting. Yeah, if there was a way to move his lower lip back a bit, I would go for that. Thin, wide. That looks like it's very wide, but it's not so much on the slider there. Jawline, concave, convex. Ah, I see. Now let's leave it about where it was. Ooh. No, I don't like that. Again, let's leave it about where it was. Mouth. Drawn, pursed, sad, happy. Low, high, retracted, protruding. Underbite over. You call this an underbite? You know what? That's fair. Honestly, that makes it look, from the side at least, more like what I was expecting. Or not so much expecting as wanting. Although now the entire lower area looks like it's pushed a bit too far forward. Lips deflated or inflated. Right now at negative 46. Yeah, it's about right if you ask me. Small versus large. Oh no, that looks ridiculous. So does that. Retracted or puckered? That's your idea of happy? Okay, you know what? All of that's good enough, I think. Nose. Down or up. Flat or pointed. Short or tall. You know what? I like a big prominent nose like that. Let's put it at max. Tilt down, tilt up. I like the tilt down, yeah. Bridge of the nose, shallow, deep. It's currently airing towards deep. I think I like the nose as it is. Okay, tone. Let's see. Yeah. As far as blue goes, I think that's a better shade than the others, but what if I do something else? Well, let's see. Honestly, I think a nice kind of darkish blue. Ooh, no. That's a decent color. I don't like the shape of the pupil, though. It's kind of a deep grayish blue. No, 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 no. That surrounding color is not gonna work. If it wasn't for the shape of the pupil, that would be perfect. I don't want green. That blends into his face too well. I want his eyes to be kind of an accent color. I can live with that. Boy, this one is almost unnoticeable. I'm going to put it as 0. Makeup. Lipstick, sheer opaque. That's not something I'm really good at. Okay, hairstyle. This is... what, just the 12 choices, really? Huh. This isn't really what I had in mind, but it's not too bad. That's what I started with. Completely bald. You know what? I'm going to go with this one. But I'm going to put it at the shortest length. Yeah, I like that. No, I changed my mind. Let's make it a little bit longer. Yeah. That works. Facial hair. Nah. Never been a fan of facial hair, either in real life or video games. I gotta say, the hair texture there doesn't look all that great. Better than it used to, obviously, but... color. Hair root color. Hair tip color. Gradient contrast, gradient amount, salt and pepper. Yeah, he's supposed to be a really young guy. Let's give him none of that. Eyebrows color. Okay, I chose a fairly solid brown and it made it more blonde? Really? That's kind of weird. Still a lot of wrinkles that make him look kind of old. But then orcs are supposed to be, yeah, not all that attractive. Yeah. I think I can deal with this. Increased intelligence, okay. That works. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Geoffrey Gro Geoffrey. Now, Geoffrey Gro Geoffrey. He's a fairly young guy. I don't really know how fast orcs age. Never dug that deep into the lore. But he is, for an orc, you know, the equivalent of a human in his very early 20s. And nobody knows if that's his real name. Even he doesn't really know if that's his real name. He feels certain that it is, but Geoffrey Gro Geoffrey here, good old Jeff, he's, back in the olden days they would have called it touched in the head. These days we call it neurodivergent. Now I'm not even going to speculate about the exact details of Jeff's neurodivergency, but somewhere along the line, and his own retelling of it would be kind of garbled at best, but somewhere along the line he became absolutely obsessed with the 9 divines, the Imperial gods. As opposed to, the Daedric Prince Malakath that most orcs worship. Geoffrey became an advocate, you might say, for the 9 divines. He believes in them staunchly, he considers himself their servant, and he basically left Orsinium when the other orcs got tired of hearing him constantly natter about the 9 divines, and somewhat seriously told him that he ought to get out. And so he started, wandering, because he really had nowhere else to go. So he just started wandering, going from place to place, earning what money he could, and absolutely annoying people with his harassment about the 9 divines and how great they are and how everyone should be true followers like he is, and yada yada yada. And he eventually got people so annoyed with him that he ended up in here. Because literally no one else knew what to do with him. He wasn't really doing anything wrong, he was just, annoying everyone. And so they tossed him in here. Welp, old Jeff here, or young Jeff rather, he's, like I said, pretty young for an orc. He is determined to truly be a servant of the 9 divines. And so, I have planned a custom character class along those lines, and we will get more into it later. For now, let's begin Jeff's adventure. Let's see here. Yeah, the turning is kind of... I think it's fast enough. Oh, I'm kicking the bones there. It's not really coming through on the recording from what I can see, but I'm actually seeing a lot of rippling and screen tearing. A battered stool. Well, now what? They can't keep me in here just for preaching about the gods? Those heretics, how dare they? Okay. So, attributes, let's see. Intelligence 40, willpower, speed, endurance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing if I'd chosen the stronghold origin, rather than better intelligence, I'd have better personality. And yeah, I think I made the correct choice, considering what I know about Jeff here. You know, people don't really like him. He's annoying. And it's not entirely his fault, because, again, neurodivergent, and no one's really had the patience to, work with him and get him to, really learn about how to deal with people. Okay, so Armorer 15. Okay. Yeah, orcs will have a bonus to armor. That's not going to be one of his major skills, though, so I'm going to have to do a lot of, armoring, a lot of repair work to get him up to apprentice armorer. I definitely want to get him up to apprentice armor so that I can repair enchanted items. Let's see, so he also gets an orc bonus to block and blunt and heavy armor. I'm not sure about hand-to-hand. All of his magic skills are really bad, as are his agility / thief skills. Acrobatics, that's... I strongly considered making acrobatics one of his major skills, but no. No, I have something else in mind for him. Factions, none yet. Okay. Locks picked and lockpicks broken. I've never been able to get the hang of the lockpicking minigame in Oblivion. Maybe I'll be able to do it better this time. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Alright. That's really chewing up my stamina there. Right up next to it. Make sure opponents don't deplete your fatigue or you'll be staggered or knocked down.
By the 9 divines, you're an ugly one. But then all orcs are ugly. The most repulsive race in all of Tamriel, really. At least you've got that brutish strength, huh? Must be nice to just rip someone apart like some kind of monster.
Well, you know, heretics and all.
But you must be the one orc weakling, huh? Captured by Imperials. How pathetic. You're going to die in here, orc, like an animal in a cage. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Yes, sir. My sons, they're dead, aren't they?
We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside. Over by the window. Stay out of the way and you won't get hurt.
More heretics threatening a
Prisoner,
servant of the
stand
Nine,
away from the
eh?
door. Over by the window now. Prisoner, get over by the window now.
No sign of pursuit, sir.
Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you.
Really? At one of
Let
my
me see
prayer
your
sessions?
face. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
You've been dreaming about me, huh? I must have had a bigger influence than I realized, considering my, prayer sessions and preaching and all. Aside from that, what's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Why am I in jail? Jeff knows why he's in jail, because he's being persecuted by heretics. So, who are you that are dreaming about me?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler.
Oh.
You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
Indeed I shall. Although no one seems to appreciate that, Your Imperial Majesty. They threw me in jail for no apparent reason, that, as far as I can tell. So why am I here?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
Yes. Yes. Your Majesty is correct. The gods put me here so that we might meet. Why didn't I think of that before? It all makes sense now. Your Majesty, a faithful man such as yourself must know. What should I do?
You will find your own path. Take care. There will be blood and death before the end.
Please, sire, we must keep moving.
But the gods, they will stand by me regardless, I know.
Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Don't try anything.
Looks like
I'm
this is your
watching
lucky
you.
day. Just stay out of our way.
Well, if I am to choose my own path, well, I choose to accompany His Majesty. He strikes me as a faithful man of the gods and no heretic, unlike the rest of you.
Keep quiet and stay out of the way.
See? What did I tell you?
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
Protect yourself.
The captain's down.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic world! Why? Die!
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now.
Captain Reno?
She's dead. Sorry, sire, but we have to keep moving.
Weapons.
How could they?
Interesting, these robes.
They'd be waiting for us here.
Don't know, but it's too late to go back now. Don't worry, sire. We will get you out of here.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades. I'll take...
Okay, let's see. No, this is not what I want. Inventory. Okay. Miscellaneous. All items. Okay, I see. This is how we sort it. We can sort it alphabetically by amount of amount of damage they've taken, weapons first, armor first, sort by weight. Sort by value. Okay then. Magic. Spell effectiveness 100%. Clairvoyant. Berserk. Okay, this is my racial greater power. Clairvoyance? This must be because I have the Orsinium origin rather than Stronghold. But aren't I supposed to also have that fire spell? Basic fire spell? Ah, there we go. Okay, so this is stuff that I cast on myself. Touch attacks on enemies or boons to friends. Stuff that I shoot at enemies. Everything. Active effects. Resist magic. Orc magic resistance. 25%. Okay. Same old map, but Much higher res. That's pretty amazing, actually. Quests tutorial. Okay, fine. Help. Big old tutorial. System. Okay.
Point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Okay, hold on just a second. Where's... Cast spell C. Alright. But aren't I supposed to go with His Majesty? Oh.
Whoa! Oh!
Come on.
Oh!
That came a lot faster than I remember it coming in the old Oblivion version. Food. Look at the teeth on that thing. Inventory. Yeah, sure, let's switch. Wow, this is... Oh. This is excellent graphics. And at least on my side of things, it's at a rock solid 60 FPS. Club. Another blunt weapon. How does it compare to the axe? No, I don't want any of those torches. Thank you. How does that club compare to the axe? It weighs less. It's not a huge difference, but... Alright. Well, let's keep both of them on hand, just in case. Rough leather shield. Arrows. I'm not going to make him an archer. Let's take that anyway. Rusty iron dagger. I'm going to have him using blunt weapons rather than blades, so no thank you. And heavy armor rather than light, so again, no thank you. Shield, though, for now. to equip arrows too, I see. There we go. Remember in old Oblivion, the arc of the arrows always felt very underwhelming. If you have a lockpick, you can try to pick most locks. To move the lockpick from slot to slot, press AD, press W, or move your mouse up to move the pick upward into a tumbler. When the tumbler reaches the top of the lock, you will hear a metallic sound. Press space to secure it in place. When all tumblers are secured at the top, the lock will open. I didn't hear that metallic sound that it was talking about. I don't need another club, so poor fellow can keep that. Okay. I think it's time to practice casting spells. Magic tab, equip the clairvoyance. That's M. No, that's map. Clairvoyance can guide you toward the next step of your journey. Okay. Alright, magic. Clairvoyance. Okay. Yeah. It's not like I didn't know where I needed to go, but I actually think that it is time to end the first episode. So viewers, thank you very much for watching. Let's play the Oblivion Remaster. In the next episode, we're going to continue on with this business and get out of the dungeon underneath the Imperial prison. See you then.